know, man. Like, come on, like, And I'm like, no, I don't know.
Dude, that was so funny, man.
That was fucking awesome. Now, I was kind of in the midst of, Instagram having a bunch of weirdos out there at the time, and they're still out there. There's more under the rock now, but
oh my god, dude, on Hood, there's a shitload of those, man.
Dude,
still out there.
All right, so let's talk about that, Miguel. So, okay, Miguel? Honestly, I mean, obviously, Miguel. I don't know. This is no like secret to anyone. Everyone knows you took a lot of heat in the beginning coming into this, especially when you started posting your card, right? So you got a lot of heat for that. One hit wonder. You're never going to be anything. Fucking in and out, right? So, I mean, I'll tell you right now. I'm not probably first reach around. I'm going to give Miguel on the podcast right now. Okay, so one thing I super admire about you is the way you take fucking shit from people, bro. Because honestly, you don't give people reactions. You do. I mean, okay, when you do, I'm applauding. I'm like, fucking finally. Yeah. Like, thank God, because it takes a lot for you to fucking finally step up and say, yo, you know what? Shut up. Stop hating. But like, dude, you kept quiet a lot, right? So what's your strategy with that? You know what I mean? I feel like it's a really strong tool that you have.
I don't know, dude, like for the most part of it, I don't know. I think just being in the gym industry early on, being around a lot of fake people. I mean, you in an industry as well. There's so much drama in gyms, But, like being in the reptile industry, it was just kind of like, I don't know, man. It just seemed like it was like a bunch of just like jealous, insecure, freaking grown men. And if I was going to give them reaction, that's what they were looking for. But I noticed it was bothering them a lot more. You know what I mean? I think it kind of I got off on just being quiet and me doing me and like getting higher and higher. Where they were either still stuck in the bottom or getting lower and lower, yapping their mouths, And it's just that's just the way I went about everything.
And eventually those people ended up just like deteriorating. They fade away. They're fucking gone in the wind.
There was this one person, I swear to God, dude. This guy was, I thought they were like cool friends, man. And I remember they were asking me, he would always tell me, he's like, oh man, what morph is this? And I wouldn't know. I could even tell what a pastel normal was. And he would always make himself feel better about knowing all these, these genetics on it, And at one point I was like, man, it started getting to me. I was like, this guy really knows what's up. Like, I need to learn a lot. Man, that was full of shit. It was just his insecurities. Dude, all this guy taught. And then he had a buddy that just like completely was just giving him a reach around 24/7, making him sound like the god of like morphs. This guy only lasted about a year and 3 months. And now I think he's back at tattooing or some shit like that.
Right on.
Yeah. I mean, this guy was the biggest fucking joke.
Nice run.
And all this talk, and it's like, oh, he made this huge excuse of why he got rid of his shit. But honestly, it wasn't for him. He fucking sucked at it, and that is what it is.
But he fucking probably criticized and judged people while he thought he was Mr. fucking, let me tell you how to run things and shit.
Yeah, criticized everyone, dude. But honestly, that's probably one of like the biggest jokes that I've, got to meet growing, getting into this whole industry.
Yeah, so that's fucking crazy. So, dude, what's crazy is that I'll let you guys know. So people who are just hopping in this and they're talking to people and getting mentors and whatnot. I had a guy at one point who I thought was giving me legit time of the day, who fucking told me that, a snake when a snake ovulates, they'll still eat. Like, they'll continue to eat. Like, and I really believe that. So, like, the first year, I thought I had a pregnant snake. So every shed, I kept posting 30-day pre-lay shed.
Oh, damn, that's fucking sick.
And then I don't know who I talked to. It might have been you, dude. Somebody ended up telling me, no, dude, when they ovulate, they're fucking not eating. Like, they're done. And I was just like, I think for almost 8 months, I believed, like, you know what I mean? So I just got misled. And then, this is a guy we know. I'm not going to fucking say him, but he's one of those tool bags under that fucking no count list that's just gone now. What I mean? He's a part of that group. So,
dude, there's so many of those, man. Seriously, that's like, like I feel bad because some of the new people that are getting in, they'll like, oh, I'm a part of this group chat with so-and-so and, learn this. And I'm just like, damn, man, it sucks, dude, because it seems like almost everyone goes through it, It's kind of hard to get someone that's going to be very, honest with you from the beginning.
Yeah, I'm not in group chats because people know I'll ruin the group chat somehow. There's one motherfucker in there that I'm going to be like, we'll take it to a serious level.
Yeah, then you're like, oh, why don't you meet me outside? It's like, MJ,
MJ.
Dude. Actually, I do have to say this, though, man. You came a long way, bro. I mean, dude.
I had to, okay, look, let's be honest about this. I had fucking some serious anger in the beginning, and I wanted, and then like, when they were messing with you, and then like, and then they were like coming at, oh man, I did learn a lot for myself.
Yeah, I remember at first, I'm like, dude, you need to like bring it down a notch, bro. It's like, you don't have to fight everyone. Like, we could fight with words, but MJ was like,
you're telling me to
wanted to
fight
legit fight. I'm like, bro, chill out. No one's gonna like you.
You would send me things and be like, yo, fight him.
Okay, that I did. But those guys, I really wanted you to fight.
I was like, look, this was supposed to be a match that you and Forrest were supposed to go head on about, because Forrest was super, like, you know, Forrest believed.
I remember. This was the thing between us three. Between us three,
because I was kind of like, yo, I'm with Miguel, but then his points were like, well, maybe. Yeah. But I'm like, the thing is, like, Miguel, he sent me. I've seen Miguel's fucking snapshots of his PayPal, like, because he knows he's getting called out by Forrest, and like, I even want to show proof, like, Forrest, I show you that he's like, he has these transactions, but then he goes into like, well, how do you know those transactions are snakes? How do you know this? You know what I mean? I'm like, well, you know what I mean? So.
Well, for one, if it's always involving pythons, it has to be, because if not, I will get completely raped if I don't have any documents or anything that's, you know, with that name. Trust me, that's one of the biggest things. You want to do stuff legit. No, but it was crazy. And by the way, guys, it was a friendly little back and forth that Forrest and I had. Forrest would have been like, oh, there's no money in ball pythons, but at the same time, I was like, yeah, there is. You know, and that's when I started getting a little bit open. And then MJ was kind of like, the media, like you know, what's the media like?
I was trying to show proof. I was with Forrest, but Forrest just would keep shutting it down.
Yeah. Like, so, but you know, honestly, it's something now that I'm open about it. You know, and I mean, dude, it's, you know, a lot of my close friends, my brother, you know, they've all seen the amount of money that's came in, and it's been a lot more than I've expected, for sure. You know, and honestly, obviously, you know, whatever number, like, say if I just threw out a number out there, 30 or 40% of it has to go back into investment. Then the rest you have rodents, and then you have Jesse, my nephew. I pay myself a certain amount, but at the end of the day, it's still making enough to take care of all that. You know, it's crazy, man. I have a plan in 3 years on how much I want to be making off of ball pythons alone, and just, you know, I'll throw my YouTube in there. My YouTube doesn't pay me that much, but last year I made $18,000 off of it. But to say, I think in 2 to 3 years, I could full on live off of just this. Maybe 2 years. 2 years I could live off of this 100%.
Off just snakes, you mean, or
just snakes? Nothing else. Nothing else. Just snakes alone. In 2
years.
Are
you gonna keep YouTube still going?
Because Oh yeah. YouTube for sure.
You have to.
YouTube. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my YouTube. And the thing is, I remember I was talking on the Chris Eaton show that, you know, I could have, a lot of the collabs that I do, I could film and do the pranks and stuff like that. But I don't do it because I kind of just try to go off of their stuff and leave it to them. My stuff, I just keep it straight up what I've started with, and that's me and the ball pythons. I could do other crazier stuff, clickbaity stuff here and there, but I don't. You know, I don't use the collabs to do the more of the commercial size of the YouTubing. You know, I keep it towards the business side.
I mean, I could tell you right now, and like, I would give you some shit. Like, if you did some Cusco type thumbnails type shit, you know what I mean? I would probably bust your balls.
What did he do?
Oh man, he had I love Cusco, I love you, bro. But he had like a fucking string of like, what the fuck? Like, he had one where it's like Python strangles guy at a show.
Oh,
like, okay. And then he had another one that says, if I die tomorrow. And I was like,
so you know what's so funny?
Why? Like, what's happening? And like,
I love Cusco. I love Cusco too. But Cusco used to give shit to Brian Barczyk for all the clickbait stuff, dude.
Honestly, I feel like a lot of people gave Brian Barczyk shit about clickbaits and all that shit. Fucking, they're doing it to the extreme now. It's
like, now clickbaits don't even do. Here's another thing, another tip I'll give you guys right now. Titles and thumbnails are the biggest thing right now. Not like over exaggerated clickbait than thumbnails, but I'm talking about something very nice and sharp. And a very different, here, this is what I tell all my friends that are doing YouTube. Like, if you're going to do YouTube, look for a title, type it in, and see what the first 5 vlogs that have the highest views. Don't just put something there because it sounds crazy or something like that. Like, really take some time. And that's what I do all the time, you know? That's
right there. Some good tips, dude, for real.
But yeah, it's thumbnails and titles right now. But yeah, back to the snakes. It's crazy, man. There's a really, there's a lot of money on this. And the funny thing is, man, after I did this podcast recently, I did with Chris Eaton, about like 8 to 10 breeders reached out to me, big breeders. Oh man, I'm on low battery, 10%. Oh, we still have a few minutes. A lot of big breeders reached out to me. They're like, dude, there's a lot of people that do this honestly, for a living, they're just not open with it because a lot of people, like frown upon it. You know what I mean? But I'm
Yeah.
telling you right now, man, it's been a blessing for us, definitely.